In this demonstration, we're going to talk about the intermediate value theorem, which talks about the existence, or not, of real zeros. So the intermediate value theorem tells us the existence of real zeros between 2 points. And it can often be difficult to locate turning points of polynomial functions with degrees greater than 2 when we're not using technology. But the IVT, which is the intermediate value theorem, can tell us whether the function will be going a different direction on an interval, in other words, between 2 points. Did it make a turn? If we know that our signs changed. So the intermediate value theorem tells us that if the function at f of a, or the function at that value, and f of b, if at those 2 points, if they have opposite signs, in other words, if they changed signs after they crossed over the axis, then there is at least one value we'll call that C, between A and B, that would be a root. Thus, we have a root in between. So here we would have a value of C. That would be a root. So therefore, we have a root. Okay, so what we're saying here is if we have a continuous curve, so let's say we have a curve and it goes through here, and it comes through our coordinate A, f of A. So we have the coordinate that came through A, f of A. It's going to go through this point C, and then here we have a point B that has B, f of B. So up here, it's going to be made. So B, f of B. And this isn't a very nice curve, but we're drawing it anyway. Okay. So if these 2 points, if this one is negative and this one is positive, so this one's negative, A is less than 0, and this one is greater than 0, so this one's positive, if they have opposite signs, then the intermediate value theorem tells me that this must be a real 0. All right, so this tells me that I have a 0 here. So that's what the intermediate value theorem tells me. So I can test that if I have a function, then I can plug in values and see if I had a sign change, and then I can say, yes, I must have a 0 in between these 2 values on this interval. So let's work the example to show that the polynomial function f of x equal to 3x cubed minus 10x plus 9 has a real solution between -3 and -2. So in order to do this, we're going to evaluate f of -3 and f of -2. And what we're going to do is we're going to look at the result and we're going to ask ourselves, do these have the same sign or do they have opposite signs? If they have opposite signs, then there is at least one real 0 in between them. If they have the same sign, then that means we didn't change signs, so there is no real 0 in between them. So that's what the intermediate value theorem tells us, okay? So we're just going to do some algebra here. We're just going to plug in and we're going to evaluate this function at each of these 2 values of our interval. So let's start with f of -3. So let's do f of -3. That means we're going to plug -3 into our function wherever we see an x. So we're going to say 3 times -3 cubed minus 10 times negative 3 plus 9. And when I do all of that arithmetic, I get negative 42. I'm also going to do f of negative 2. And I do 3 times negative 2 cubed minus 10 times negative 2 plus 9. Plug that into my calculator or do it in your head, however you would like to do it, and I should end up with 5. So in the first one, I have a negative result, and in the second one, I have a positive result. So I changed signs. So I have negative here, and I have positive here. Therefore, I changed signs. So that means I have, yes, I have one real zero. I have at least one real zero. Between negative 3 and negative 2. So let's take a look at the graph of this function just to see what that looks like. 3x cubed minus 10x and plus 9. So if we take a look and see, here is our root that's going through, and it is going through at between negative 3 and negative 2. So if we were to zoom in, we can see that it's going through our graph between negative 3 and negative 2. If we zoom way in there and move it over here, we are between the numbers negative 3 and negative 2. Here's negative 2 here on our graph, and negative 3 is over here. Now it doesn't have to be close to those two numbers, it just has to be between that interval of negative 2 and then negative 3 over there on the left. So let's work one more example. Let's show that the polynomial function f of x equals x cubed minus 2x minus 5 has a real zero between 2 and 3. So we're going to evaluate this function at 2 and 3 and see if there's a sign change. So f of 2 will be 2 cubed minus 2 times 2 minus 5, which gives us a value of negative 1. F of 3 is 3 cubed minus 2 times 3 minus 5, which gives us a value of 16. So our first value was negative. Our second value was positive. So because we changed signs, the intermediate value theorem tells me that there is at least one real root in between these two values on this interval. And I can just go ahead and I could graph it and take a look and check to see if that truly is the case, just to see what that looks like. So I'm going to go ahead and open up my graphing browser here. And I'm going to graph. And you don't have to do this step. I just like to because I like to see what the graph looks like sometimes. I have x cubed minus 2x minus 5. And because this is between 2 and 3, I'm going to zoom right in here and see there's my root. I'm going to zoom in and see what I have. I have to move over here a little bit. Oh my goodness, I made a mess. Where did I go? Went the wrong direction, didn't I? There I did. All right, so between 2 and 3, there's 2, and over there's 3. I have a root right here, and there's 2, and here's 3, and my root is sitting right there, and I am between 2 and 3.